Good evening, everyone. You are now tuned in to Situations to Podcast, and I'm your host, Kelvin.
And I'm your co-host, Miss Deanna.
What's going on, everybody? How y'all feel out there today? Deanna, how you doing today?
Pretty good.
Good, good, good. Okay.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I couldn't. I mean, I had a rough start to the weekend, but I've overcome it. But I'm good. Um,
Okay.
we got another interesting topic we want to be discussing today, and
Oh,
these line of questioning is going to be for both unisex. It's going to be for male and female. Um, so what we're going to be talking about
okay.
today is off limits or fair game. Dating your friend's ex. Okay, that's going to
Ooh,
be the
child.
topic of today's show. Right. Fair game, off limits or fair game. Dating your friend's ex. So what do you feel about that topic?
I would say it's very common. It's happening.
Right. Right. Okay. All right. Well, I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to start off. I'm going to start off with asking this question here. Should you ever
Okay.
date a friend's ex?
Nope.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Why do you say
No.
why would you say no?
It's so many people in the world. Like, why would you want to be with somebody that's supposed to be your friend? That was with your friend.
Right. Okay. Well, that is true. That's I see the point you're making, but it's common and it's
Hmm.
happening,
It
but
is.
my thing is,
It is.
right, when you do something of that magnitude, it's
Hmm.
like, to me, I feel like you're betraying your friend's trust, because, for an example,
Right.
let's say, for instance, let's say, for instance, you were one of your girlfriends and she just broke up with her ex, well, her boyfriend, now he's an ex, but now you and him start
Okay.
dating, right?
Okay.
As soon as she gets wind of that,
Hmm.
she's going to automatically assume that you had eyes on him all the time. And you know what I'm saying? It's going to become a trust issue.
Right.
It's going to become a trust thing. So, you know,
Well,
go ahead.
I had a friend say to me before that she should have effed the person that I was with because she saw him doing all this nice stuff for me. And I'm like, you should have, because I ain't even know this man.
Right. Right.
You introduced me to him. I didn't know him.
Well, like I say, it definitely
So my whole
happens.
thing with that, bringing that up is right. So my whole thing, to me, there is always an ulterior motive there, because it's like, do you want what the other person got, thinking you gonna get that too,
Right.
or what the other person had?
Okay. Well, that's the whole thing. For her to say something of that magnitude to you, she feel that she missed out on something. She missed out on
Right.
the opportunity to get, what you were getting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like I say, that's a
But he
dangerous game.
he said she wouldn't have gotten that though.
Right. I
But
know.
he said she wouldn't have gotten that. So
Right. Well, I know where I come from, and the way I grew up was, we didn't talk to women that we knew knowingly dated one of the guys.
right,
That was just something that we didn't do. That was
right,
it was like that was off limits.
right,
Those was off limits. But
right,
in today's society, there's
right.
no code, there's no ethics. You know, it's
Ain't
just
no
like they do
ain't no
whatever now.
limits.
Right. They'll do whatever now.
Yes.
And I just feel that's, this is just not right. You know, just not right.
Right.
Um, okay, well let me ask you this. Let's say for
Mm-hmm.
instance, your friend was just casually dating them, but nothing serious.
Mm-hmm.
How would you feel then?
I probably still wouldn't want to do it, but I wouldn't care if they did it because it wasn't nothing serious. I'd have been like, girl, go ahead if
Right.
you like them.
So
Because
you wouldn't
I'm
have
not
done
gonna
it.
double back no way. So
Right. So what you're saying there, you wouldn't have done it,
right,
but you wouldn't have cared if she had done it. Is that what
right,
you're saying? Okay. Right. Okay. I feel that same way.
yeah.
But remind you now, when I say
Because
friend,
to me, the interest was still there.
okay, okay. But when I say friend, I mean someone that you consider your real true friend, not associate. A friend, somebody that you basically grew up with, somebody
Yeah.
that's always with you, somebody that you consider your ride or die. That's what I consider a real friend. I'm not
I
talking about somebody.
I know, but I went through that, and that's why.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I think I got maybe one. I could only say it was like one friend I got that wouldn't talk to nobody I talked to.
Okay.
And I'm talking about 20-year friendships and stuff like that. It still have been some type of funny play in action, you know what I'm saying, with a guy that may have liked me, or if I talk to him, then this supposed to be my friend, you in a car with him, or just different stuff. I'm telling you.
Right.
So that's why I say it's very common.
Right. But do you think there's a cooling off period that should exist?
What you mean? Before they actually talk?
Like I said before, a guy was dating your friend. Now he's no longer dating her, and it's been
Hmm.
6 months, maybe a year, and now he's showing interest in you. How do you feel about
For
that?
for me, it's gonna be a no. For
Okay.
me, it's gonna be a no. And
Okay.
I've had men that was dating my friends, been with them, and saying, I liked you all along. I liked you first. Well, you should have made the choice that you wanted to make first off. You should have
Right.
said you wasn't the person I want to talk to. I want to talk to her.
Okay.
Or I've had other friends bring me around, and they like, why y'all didn't bring her around when y'all first came? So they know why they didn't bring me around because all the guys want to talk to me. But
Right.
that's not my fault.
But for women that do things like that, do you think they
Hmm.
should tell their friend before even getting involved?
Yes.
Okay. I agree with that because one thing
But
about.
I'm like I said,
Go ahead.
I'm still gonna look at you kind of funny sideways because, like I said, it's so many people out here.
Right. That's true. But I do know one thing,
If we supposed to be that close,
right? And like I said, in a situation like that, and like I said, if this is supposed to be your girl, your homie, or whatever you want to call her, you know, I think
right?
transparency is crucial. I think it's crucial. You
Right.
know, um, bringing it up, I think it should I think it should be mentioned. That's basically what I'm trying to say. You should tell your friend,
Yeah.
hey, listen,
Hmm.
Bob, how do you feel about Bob? What do you think about Bob? Bob trying to talk to me, and you know, but if she came to
Right.
you openly like this and told you still side eye,
Yeah, I'm gonna respect her for telling the truth,
okay,
but with all these people out here, you have to date somebody that I dated.
Right. Um,
So I had a situation that happened. Me and this girl, we was cool. We were supposed to be home girls or whatever. She had invited me out somewhere. Um, and then we end up going to this little bar. Somehow this guy name came up. And I was like, wait a minute, I got a new friend with that same name. How he look? You know, because they talking about it, whatever. And then it ended up being the same guy.
right.
So she gonna say, out of all the people he could have talked to, it would be you. And I'm like, what that's supposed to mean? So here's the thing. She was in a whole relationship with somebody else in a relationship. And I guess she was creeping with him.
Okay.
I'm single. I had just recently met the guy. So how that turned out to be my fault if you was in the closet? You should have just stayed in the closet, right?
Right. Absolutely right.
So she tried to blame me like I did something wrong because we was homegirls when I didn't even know she talked to this man because she had a man.
Right. Well, like I say, I do know it's definitely taking place out here, you know. But in situations
Yeah,
like that, in situations like that, do you think
right.
something like that will strengthen the relationship or to strengthen the friendship?
I think it's some rare cases where I ain't gonna say been in a whole full blown relationship, but two people might have talked and then the friend, male or female, may be a better fit. Like, no, I'm not really feeling it's like it didn't go too far, or whatever. Like, I think this person is a better fit for you. I think that can happen.
Right.
I think it could happen.
But I think, me personally, I
But
think it takes a
like I
strong
say, if we
individual.
supposed to,
Go ahead, then. I'm saying
yeah.
what you say.
No, but I was just saying, but it's just still so close to home. So do you second guess other things too? Like, I don't know.
Well, I do know most women today will. They will second guess other things, and they will be
Yeah.
like, well, this bitch was looking at him all the time. She been trying to talk to him all the time. I never trust her anyway. Because you know that's gonna happen. You know,
Right.
in a situation like that, that's definitely gonna
Right.
be a part of the equation.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
let me ask you this. Do you think it's more acceptable for men or women to date their friend's ex? Who do you think would
I think
care less if this was the scenario?
the man,
Right,
the man.
right.
But if it was a girl that they was in a long term relationship with or they really cared about it, they gonna care still. I don't care what they saying. They gonna care.
Well, I mean, from a male perspective, I would have to say I don't. I mean, I'm gonna speak from my standpoint. If I was
Okay.
dating someone and me and that person was no longer dating, we're now separated, or we've been separated for a
Mm.
couple of years, and she started dating a friend of mine. When I say friend, I mean somebody that's real close to me, somebody that I basically grew up with.
Right.
Associate, I wouldn't care.
Hmm.
To be honest with you, I wouldn't care either way,
Right.
whether it was
Right.
associate or uh a
Hmm.
real true friend of mine. It wouldn't bother me anyway. Either way it goes, it wouldn't bother me
Okay.
because in situations
Mhm.
like that, you just have to be mentally strong, you know.
Yeah.
And I definitely wouldn't let that take me down. I wouldn't let nothing like that take me down. You know, I would look at her.
Yeah.
I would look at her differently. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't let it. It
Hmm.
wouldn't trigger me. I wouldn't let it trigger me. No, I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't let it trigger me.
No, but I'm just saying. But even with the friend, it's like, even with the friend, it's like, uh, you couldn't find no other woman.
Well,
Hold
that's
on, I'm
true.
trying.
That's true.
Uh, Wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like you couldn't find no other woman
Right. Well, I mean,
because if she already been around and he done seen it, she just started looking good to you today. Come on now.
right. Well, like I say, what the where I grew up from and how we did things, um, your partner girls was off limit. That was just that. Your partner, you couldn't even look
Exactly.
at your partner's girl like
Exactly.
that. You know, because I mean, it was
Yeah.
to me that was just something that was out of line. That's out of line. That's something you just don't do. Uh, Danny, your auntie said she said, "Hey, Niecy, Anita,
Hey, TT.
we appreciate you tuning in today." Okay, Deanna. Well, let me ask you this: even in
Okay.
certain situations, would you think the breakup reasoning
Hmm.
would matter, or still a no for you?
It's gonna be a no for me no matter what.
Okay,
Because it's 7 billion people out here. Go find somebody else. It's a lot of amazing people out here with great qualities that look good. Go find somebody else.
right. Okay. Well, I'm glad you said that because I got a clip that I'm gonna play for y'all today,
Okay.
and I want after reviewing this clip, I want you to tell me. Okay, I'll tell you what. After we review the clip, then I'm gonna let you
Okay.
commentate on what you're about to witness. All right. All right. So here we go.
All right.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me do one thing. Give me 1 second because bear with me 1 second here.
Okay.
Okay, because I'm just this here is when I saw this, I really couldn't believe what was going on here. So let me see. Hold on. I'm trying to bear with me 1 second.
If a girl dated the homie, should she be taken seriously from another person who knew the homie?
Absolutely. We
Explain.
all go through things. We all date certain people to find out what we like. Sometimes you make a mistake and you get it right on the second or third or even fifth chance. Just because you knew the person that I'm supposed to be with the rest of my life, I'm supposed to not be with him for the rest of my life?
Hear me out, and I'm fine with that. But understand this. So you're saying if you were with John Doe,
Okay.
right? I'm not going to give it a tenure or whatever.
Okay.
Now I meet you
Okay.
as Bob Doe. I know John. Is Bob supposed to, can me and you date seriously if you and John had a relationship?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Especially when you get to a certain age and when you get to a certain place. Like all of that high school shit is out the window. Love is hard to find. You might have dated someone and that's not your mate and your soulmate might be in your face. And I'm not gonna not date that person because I made a mistake.
Okay, now let's flip it real quick.
Okay?
If I was with one of your friends as a man, now I come around to date you. Man, you know I really wanted to be with you, Kay.
Ooh!
I ain't worrying about Sandra, Quisha, them. I wanted you from the jump. She was just a casualty,
Okay,
a
casualty.
moment in time. Can this really be a real thing?
Whew. Women are different.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna be honest. We said we was gonna do real talk today.
But there's so many.
Look, I don't have a ton of
There's double
female friends.
standards.
Only a certain percentage of this type of man, and we know that, and we're that type of woman. If that's what we choose to date, like you done dated between you done dated all of them. Like what are we supposed to do?
What you say? What you got to say about that? Is that double standard or not?
That was exactly, yeah, that was exactly what I said.
Right.
The
Yep.
women is gonna be like, but they supposed to be taken seriously to date to date the man. No, it's gonna be both ways.
But what I didn't understand,
You saying it's okay if you dated him and now you gonna date his friend, but you don't wanna date him if he dated your friend. That's crazy.
right. That's why I was going with it. To me, that's double standards. It's okay
Right,
for the man to do it, but it's not okay for the woman to do it.
right.
I don't know. So I figured that would be a perfect clip for what we was talking
Yeah.
about today. And
hmm
okay, Anita said we have a comment. Anita said, "Nope, both ways is off limits." Absolutely, I totally agree with you. I totally
Exactly.
agree because I mean, to me, you have to have some type of boundaries. You have to have some type of respect for yourself.
Right.
Because
Exactly.
if you don't respect yourself, then how do you expect somebody else to respect you? I don't get that.
That and your friend. Do you got respect in your friendships? I mean,
Right. I mean, because if you
because if
know
you want
willingly
everything
this
I
is
want,
your
yeah,
your
now I gotta
friend's
question
guy,
everything.
right? Yeah, you're gonna definitely do that.
Right.
If you knew she was dating this man, and now here it is that you're trying to date this man, or you're
Right.
looking to date this man, or you're dating this man, then what that say about
Mm.
you? What that what I'm saying? What did I
You
say
don't
about
give a
you?
damn.
Right. What did I say about you?
You don't give a damn.
About nothing. Because some things is just off the table. Some things should just be, there should be no
Right.
crossing this line. You should never ever cross a line like that, especially if this is your friend. But that just goes to show you that people
But
don't
that's what
value
I'm saying.
friendships
So
no
guess
more either.
what?
Go ahead.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. So you want what the friend had, because if it's a friend, they done told you some of details of what's been happening in this relationship or this encounter with this other person. You see what I'm saying? You
Right.
didn't you didn't get a chance to be with the man. So you going off of somebody else's experience. So you want what they got.
Right. Absolutely. But let me ask you this. Let's say, for instance, you was the K
Okay.
Michelle type, because she said she would,
hmm
and your friend tried to stop
hmm
you from dating her ex. How would you move? How would you move then?
If I'm respecting a friend, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it no way. But that's what I'm saying. If the girl's saying, no, I don't think it's a good idea for you to date him or whatever, then you might want to listen to your friend if that's your friend.
Right.
Now, if you being selfish, then to hell with you. Go find out whatever you need to find out.
Right. Okay. I mean, because you definitely, like I said, if this is your friend, you got to respect. You got to have some. You got to show some sort of respect for your friend.
Right.
You know. And I know a lot of people
hmm
probably don't know what that is. Because the way
Nope.
the way society moved today, people don't respect nobody no more. The
Right.
first thing they gonna say was, "She wasn't my friend, no way." You know, I don't consider her a friend,
Right.
no way. So that'll be the first thing that will be
Yeah.
thrown in the air. Um,
Absolutely.
but in situations like this, do you think social media can make things worse?
Of course.
Okay,
Because they got this cancel culture going on. They got, if they post something, it's like they looking at social media like it's the Holy Grail, and it's not.
right, right. You're absolutely right.
Social media is a playground.
Yeah, because it's definitely gonna happen. Definitely gonna happen. Like when you're posting pictures and people liking them, and all that's gonna do is add fuel to the
Right.
fire. All that does is add fuel to the fire.
Right.
Now you have a bigger problem than other than you just dating somebody's ex. Not you and that person, or you and your supposed to be
Yeah.
friend. At each other's throat now. So
I,
now that don't work.
right. I've had exes friends, I've had exes friends, inboxing me and, I just think you're an amazing person. Can we talk offline? Absolutely not. I don't
Right.
care if I ain't with him. Damn it, I don't want to be with you either. No. Now you blocked.
Uh, it's a
Now,
crazy time
now
that we
you
living in
blocked.
right now though too.
It
Well, let
is.
me, let me ask you this then.
Okay.
Um, do you think dating your friend ex can ever be used as revenge?
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah, sadly, but it is true. Yep. But one
But you
thing
still
about
end up losing because you're doing something.
go ahead, Theana.
Either way it go, the motive is with me in play. You see what I'm saying? You want
Right,
something, I want it. You want to be attached to something that you think gonna hurt me. Now I'm looking at you and him laughing.
right. but
Now
let
both of y'all that got left off bad and bougie.
but let me ask you something. Let's say hypothetically,
Okay.
the ex was
Hmm.
friends with you first. Does
Okay.
that still does that still complicate things?
What you mean?
Okay, let's say for instance, the guy was friends with you
Yeah.
first.
Okay.
Okay, and
Hmm.
now he's liking on your friend. Does that still complicate things even if he was with you first?
It doesn't complicate nothing because if he's an ex, somewhere along the lines of us being together, he showed me some other stuff that make me not want to be connected to him no more. Friendship or relationship.
Okay,
And if she's cutthroat enough to go, that means they made for each other. And I'm just gonna back off of everybody.
right. Yeah, you definitely have to separate yourself from that because if she'll do it to you once,
Yeah,
she'll definitely do it to you twice. And I'm a firm believer of that.
of course. But you can even tell. That's what I'm saying. Y'all better wake up out here when y'all sharing stuff or they seeing what you got and they becoming envious and jealous of the man you got and what he's doing for you, how he's attentive to you, his love language towards you or whatever. Oh, man, if I had a man like that, or oh, what he doing now? Oh, that's big money. Woo, woo. You know what I'm saying? Like you better
Right,
pay attention to how these people talking. They're giving you the signs and the red flags that they want what you got.
right. Absolutely, absolutely. So, how should a person? Well, let me say it like this. Let's say, for instance, you guys are a pack of girls. Y'all got y'all lit pack. How do you navigate
Okay.
around each one of these girls to make sure you're never in a situation to where they feel like you're betraying them by talking to somebody that they've talked to. Even though we know there's a
It's
billion
not. You
people
don't
out here
talk.
in the world. There's a billion people in the world,
Right.
but you just never know. You never know who
Hmm.
you may run into and where you may run into this person at. So how do you navigate through that?
Be honest. If it's a friend group and y'all all supposed to be friends, whatever, hey, I done met this new guy. Do anybody know him?
Right. Right. You put it out there. Put it out there early, huh?
That's it. That's
Right.
all you got. That's cut and dry. Hey, I done met this new guy. Do anybody know him? Do y'all know anything about him? Is it anything I need to know?
Okay, well, we got Anita. She made a comment. She said that she agrees. She said she's so glad I have three true best friends. We always said 40 plus years, no way we dated
Yeah.
exes. Okay. All right. Well, I
Right.
mean, when you have that type of pact with your homegirls, you know, and everybody's
Hmm.
standing on the same principles,
Right.
then that means something. You know, it
Right.
means something when you
It
because that's how
does.
I was when I was coming up. When I was coming up and
Hmm.
when I was introduced to the game, you know, that's what we were taught. You know, your homies, girl is off limits, no matter if they're together. If you know that
Right.
she was dating your homie, that was a no go. That was definitely off the table.
Right.
And I stand by that.
Right.
I pretty much still stand by that to this day. You know, like I say, now
Right.
if it was somebody that I know of, that's different. You know, but if
Right.
it was somebody that I
Yeah.
consider my friend, my real true friend, no, I can't do it. I'm
Right.
not gonna be able to do no shit. I can't do it. Just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Um, well, let me say this. I don't even know how I wanna word this.
Hmm.
But let's say for instance, a situation like this occurred. How would you know how your
Okay.
friend truly feel about the situation?
You're not gonna know nothing unless everybody being honest.
But you know,
But if you know your friend and you know how to move, you could tell. You could tell when a person energy changes. You
right,
could tell if you and your friends used to hang out or do stuff or be at each other's house, go shopping together, whatever. All the things that people do together.
right, right,
And now all of a sudden they MIA all the time, or the phone calls like, "Who is that girl? Oh, that's just my friend. Who the hell is it?" You were saying names before. No, you could just tell when the energy change. You could tell when somebody being secretive about something.
right, right. So in a situation like that, if something went wrong,
Hmm.
how do you apologize? How do you make that right with your friend? Is there a way to make it right, or is it even possible to make it right? Because mind you,
Apology accepted, access denied.
but they let me finish it. Let's say for instance it happened. She didn't know that you dated this person, and then come to find out.
Ain't no way. There's no. Ain't no
Okay,
way. My friends, everybody that I consider a friend, know who I'm dating. I don't care if
okay,
I only went on one date with the guy. They know.
okay. So you still cutting them off no matter what.
Yeah, because I'm sending you a picture. This my new friend. We gonna see how it go. Or this who I'm dating. This and that. So it ain't no you don't know.
Okay, okay. Well, I want to do everybody else feel that way. I mean, because at some point at some point, like I say, it's gonna come out. And when it come out, you definitely gonna be looked
Right.
at a little different. You know, now the
Right.
group chat, you know, looking at you different, your friends moving around different. They not inviting you to as many things y'all used to. So it's definitely gonna come out.
Right.
Uh Anita
Right.
said, if she's your friends, they know. Cut them off. Cannot trust you no longer. Okay. I agree with that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay. Wow. This was sort of kind of a breeze. None of your biz. She must have just
Yeah.
checked in. Hey, none of your biz. She said, "Hey, Kelvin. Hey, Tiana. None of your biz. How you doing?" Okay, none of your biz. What we
Hey.
talk? I don't know if you just tuned in or not, but today's topic we're talking about off limits or free game, dating your friend's ex. Now, if you just tuned in on your biz, tell us how you feel about that. Are you the type of woman that will date your friend's ex? Matter of fact, let me run the clip back for you. We had a clip as well, so I'm gonna run that clip back for those of you are just now tuning in with us. Stay tuned.
If a girl dated the homie, should she be taken seriously from another person who knew the homie?
Absolutely. We
Excellent.
all go through things. We all date certain people to find out what we like. Sometimes you make a mistake and you get it right on the second or third or even fifth chance. Just because you knew the person that I'm supposed to be with the rest of my life, I'm supposed to not be with him for the rest of my life?
Hear me out, and I'm fine with that. But understand this. So you're saying if you were with John Doe,
Okay.
right? I'm not going to give it a tenure or whatever.
Okay.
Now I meet you
Okay.
as Bob Doe. I know John. Is Bob supposed to? Can me and you date seriously if you and John had a relationship?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Especially when you get to a certain age and when you get to a certain place. Like all of that high school shit is out the window. Love is hard to find. You might have dated someone and that's not your mate and your soulmate might be in your face. And I'm not gonna not date that person because I made a mistake.
Okay, now let's flip it real quick.
Okay?
If I was with one of your friends as a man, now I come around to date you. Man, you know I really wanted to be with you, Kay.
Ooh!
I ain't worrying about Sandra, Quisha, and them. I wanted you from the jump. She was just a casualty,
Okay, casual.
a moment in time. Can this really be a real thing?
Ooh. Women are different.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna be honest. We said we was gonna do real talk today.
But there's so many,
Look, I don't have a ton of
there's double
female
standards.
friends. Only a certain percentage of this type of man, and we know that, and we're that type of woman. If that's what we choose to date, like you didn't date it between you didn't date it all of them. Like what are we supposed to do?
Okay.
Mm-mm.
I want to make
Mm-mm.
another comment. I just noticed something else about this clip. But before I do that, I want to none of your biz answer the
Okay.
question. She said never. Rich said, okay, Rich just tuned in with us too. Rich said, what up, guys? Got caught up in football. I'm late. I know, Rich, it's football season.
Hey.
All right. Rich, what we're talking about today, since you just tuned in, we're talking about dating your friend's ex. Is it ever okay to date your friend's ex? Now, I want to say something about this clip we just saw. Toward the end of that clip,
Mm-hmm.
she made a comment like, women like us dating the same people. We dating the same group of people.
Right.
And how did she
Mm-hmm.
put it? She said something like they're dating the same group of people and we're in the same circle and everybody like the same type of
Right.
individual. That says a lot about your circle.
Right.
You know, and
Exactly.
it said it just sunk in when I heard it when I saw it the second time. Uh
But that's okay for them. That's what I'm saying. I'm not liking nobody my friend like.
Rich Rich say uh Rich said, how you gonna ask Madame sleep around the industry that question? Right, I know, right, Rich? But but you saw how she replied to it though, right? She basically saying that to me, she's saying it was okay for her to do
She
it.
would
Right. That's basically what she
for
said.
her to
She
do
said
it.
it was okay.
But it's not okay. But it's not okay for them to talk to her friend though.
Right.
Somebody that she dated.
Right.
It's okay for her to talk to some guy friend but it's not okay for somebody to talk to her friend that she dated.
Right. There's double standard. And then like I said, that says a lot to me, that says a lot about her character and the type of woman that she is because of the comments she made. She like, we all in the same circle and we dating the same, we
Right.
all like the same type of men, but you dated him, and him, and him. Who's left? You know what I mean? Come on.
Right.
Remember a while back, Deanna, we was talking about, I think we said something about the Sierra, I think it was something about the Sierra Russell Wilson thing where we were saying, where I had
Mm-hmm.
said, you sometime you have to date outside that circle. You remember we talked about that?
Right.
Yeah, if you dating that same
Yeah.
circle, you're gonna get the same
Yeah.
group of men. You know, you're gonna get the same group of men.
Exactly. Right.
Paris, hey Paris, what's going on, man? We appreciate you tuning in today. Paris made a comment. He said, I think it depends on which one of my friends she's dated. Um,
Okay.
so Paris, I mean, so a woman that you dated before, you and her no longer dating, but now she's dating a friend of yours, and that's okay with you? You feel okay with that? Because like I was saying earlier in the broadcast, where I come from, that was a no-go. That was a no-no. That's something that we didn't do. You didn't date somebody else's woman or ex, if that was your friend. We didn't do that. So tell me how you
Right.
feel, or tell me why you say it depends on what friend she dated. Um,
Right. That's all I'm gonna say. What's the stipulation on a friend?
right. We talking when we say friend now, we talking a real true homie, a real true friend, somebody that you grew up with, somebody that's at your house more than they at their house. I'm talking real true friend, not associates. We talking about a friend. Why they answer that question, Tiana? Let me ask you this: do you think a friendship can
Okay.
survive if both parties dated the same person at different times?
No, because somebody gonna have some type of resentment or some type of secret feelings that they're maybe not expressing.
Okay,
And sometimes what they saying, keep your enemy close, keep
right,
your friends close, keep your enemy closer. So I just feel like somebody's gonna be uneasy, but they may not express it.
right. Okay, Parrish made his comment. He said sometimes you know things about certain people and you wouldn't want nothing after, they had it. Okay,
Right. I can agree with that.
right. I can agree with
But
that
why
as
would you want
well.
it anyway?
Rich comment. He said, if I'm done with her, If I'm done with her, say from the kids, I really wouldn't care as an adult. Right. Okay, Rich. I said the same thing, Rich. You know, it wouldn't bother me one way or another because um, I would just know how to move from that point on. I wouldn't let it get me to a place where I'm heartbroken or nothing like that. No, that's not going to happen. Okay.
No, we're not saying your heart broke, but if they're supposed to be a really good friend or a best friend, it's like
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Even if one of my best friends
you
did
just
do something of this magnitude, it wasn't like I would definitely cut them off for sure because now I can't trust you. When I move different from when
no.
I
So that's
move
what I'm
different, of
saying. We're not
course.
saying you're gonna be bent out.
Go ahead.
No, but so that's what I'm saying. So either way it go, it still affects you. We're not saying that you're gonna be heartbroken or nothing like that. We're not speaking from that standpoint. We talking about, do you look at the friend sideways after that? All these people out here, you couldn't find nobody else.
Right. Well, like I said, I just said I definitely wouldn't trust them anymore. I definitely wouldn't trust them, you
Yeah,
know. And then a lot of the things that
right.
I used to do, or what we used to do, we're no longer going to take those steps anymore.
Exactly. So either
None of
way
your
it go,
business.
the friendship is gonna be compromised in some type of way.
Right. None of your business made a comment. She said men and women are different. When you say men and women are different, none of your business, what do you mean? I kind of got an idea of what you mean, but I want you to break it down for me. When you say men and women are different. Okay, y'all stay tuned. Stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned.
Looking to boost your brand? Advertise with Situations, the podcast where real life stories meet real time conversations. Reach engaged listeners and grow your business today.
Okay. Rich said, yeah, he definitely gonna look at them different. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Especially if we know this the rules. You know, you just don't that's something
Right.
we never did. We don't do that. And then if
Right.
any man is ever cool with that, then something is terribly wrong. Um, but then let me say this: how do
Okay.
you wait? Let me see. Let me think. Let me think for a second. So I know earlier you said there's no apologizing for something like this, right?
No, the only way this would be okay is I went on one or two dates or something like that, and this was not the person for me, because I could talk on the phone with a person for months, a year, whatever, and get around you, and my body language, my spirit will be like, no, this ain't it. Even after I done talk to you all the time over the phone. You know what I'm saying? That in-person connection is what's gonna let me know if I like you or if I don't like you. And if I don't, if my friends said they like you, I'm fine with that because ain't nothing happened.
Right. Okay. So none of your biz made her comment. She said men and women. She said men can move on from one woman to another easily, while women are still hurt for a while. Okay. I can agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. But just don't put that off on the men though. And I'm not gonna put it off on all the women, but women do the same
Right.
thing as well. Women will move on to the next one
Right.
fast. I'm not gonna say all women, but I'm gonna say that woman that always
Okay.
say the best way to get over somebody is to get under somebody. That's the woman I'm talking about.
Yep.
That particular woman,
Yep.
right? Okay. Would you agree with me, Thiana?
And who's to say she didn't come on? Who's to say she didn't come on to you talking about, man, I got with him or whatever, and I really wanted you, or you seem like you the better man.
Right. So women will do the same thing. So don't be fooled in thinking it's just
They
men.
sure will.
Because women do the same thing. And like I said, it's that one
Right.
particular woman that said the best way to get over somebody is to get under somebody else. Okay,
Yep.
yeah, I'm like that's gonna pretty much wrap our show for today. You know, that was a pretty easy topic, I think. But I got one final thing I wanna say. Is
Okay.
it ever really worth it?
It's not.
Okay.
And if you think it is, then that means the friendship wasn't ever worth it.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yeah,
It's
you know
it's
why I'm
not
laughing, right?
it's not about the man. It's about our friendship. You
Right.
said why?
You know why I'm laughing, right? What do we
Rich in
say?
that $40.
What do we say for the broadcast started?
Rich in
Rich,
that $40.
Rich, Rich just said, this man here, Rich just said, man, he said, man, I know women that take $40 and be with you the next day and get his $40 too. Rich, you right.
Exactly.
You right. You absolutely right. That's why I say it. So I'm not gonna say all women. I'm not gonna put you all in a bunch like that. I would not do that. But
Hmm.
I'm gonna say some women. Some women move like this.
Right.
Some of them move like this. And
Yes.
like I say, with me personally, it's just like you got to be able to set some standards for you. You got to have some standards for yourself. You got to have boundaries. And certain
Right.
boundaries you just don't cross. You just don't cross them
Right.
because your friendship, if you had a person in your corner all these years and you've been around this person all this time, he must mean something to you. You guys are relatable in some form or
Exactly.
fashion. And why would you even risk
Right.
losing a real friend over a female? But
Right.
you know, I got a story. I got a story I want to tell, and I've been thinking about this in my head if I want to say anything or not. But I'm not going to say no names. But I'm gonna tell you this story. um, I had a friend of mine. I mean, when I say friend of mine, I mean real true friend. I'm telling you, I mean somebody that was spending nights at my house. Um, you saw me, you saw him, that sort of thing. I mean,
Hmm.
we had a real true
Yeah.
bond. We worked together and everything, right?
Hmm.
True story.
Okay.
Um, one year, Thanksgiving, Christmas, November, Thanksgiving, Christmas, he was down on his luck, and he called me and was like, Kelvin, you know, man, I'm really fucked up right now. Um, you know, I'm not working. Christmas, Thanksgiving is right around the corner. Christmas right around the corner. I say, bro, don't say no more. I got you. I got you. I say, come to the crib and pick up some money. He came to the house. I give him $1,100, $1,100 cash
Hmm.
for to put food on the table for Thanksgiving, and that way he was able to buy his kids Christmas toy. 2 days later, He called me and was like, man, my car is down. Can you drop my girl off to work on your way to work? I'm like, yeah, I got it. No problem. That morning I get up, I go pick her up. I drop her off. The next day was the same process. I went and picked her up. As in the process of me dropping her off, she's shooting her shot. She tell me, she said, thank you for giving us that money. We really needed it. I said, nah, ain't no problem. That's my man. She say, well, how would you feel if I was your girl? This is what she tells me. I'm like, huh?
Did
I say,
I say
nah.
that?
No, I say, nah, I can't. I say, that's my man. I can't do that. I can't. She said, think about it. And she got out the car. I'm on my way to work. I'm thinking about what just happened, right? Deanna, I called him.
Right.
As soon as she got out the car, I called him. I say,
Mm-hmm.
dude, I said, I don't know what the fuck going on, but you need to talk to your girl. He said, what happened? I say, your girl just made a pass at me, and I don't feel that was cool, but you need to check her. He said, all right, cool. All right, I got it. I'm going to sum this up real quick. Later that day,
Mm-hmm.
he called me back. Like, hey man, why you playing on my intelligence? I'm like, what? Why is you playing on my intelligence? She just told me you try to come at her. I said, when did she just tell you that, bro? She said, you've been trying to talk to her. I said, when did she just tell you that? She said, she just told me right now. I say, dude, think about what you just said to me. If I've been trying to come at your girl, why you just not find out about it today? Right? Why you
Right.
just not finding out about it today? Why haven't
Right.
she been told you this? Long story
Right.
short, he took her word over my word.
Mm-hmm.
And that was 25 plus years of friendship down the drain. All because I was honest and I was upfront and I tried to tell him what she
Right.
did. And he didn't believe me. He believed her for some apparent reason. He believed her. And that kind of threw me through a loop because I'm looking at him like, boy, you my guy, bro. Why would I do you like this? Why would I do this to you?
Right.
I called you and
Right.
told you. If
Right.
this was your girl, why she didn't tell you that I was doing this? If this was true, why she didn't tell you that? I said, think
Right.
about it. Think about that.
Right.
That's what you're saying, not making sense. Rich, I know, right? Rich said, you ain't even that type, bro. Rich, I know. And he knew that. But how that's gonna make him look in front of his girl if he take my side and not hers? That's how I looked at it. But my thing was,
Right.
if I
What
had
did
been trying to talk to this
look?
woman, go ahead,
Was
Dan. I'm sorry.
did you ever get the $1,100 back? Because maybe that was an out for him to take us side, so he won't have to pay
No,
you back.
it wasn't even it to me. To me, it wasn't even about the $1,100. I wanted to make sure I put food on this man's table for the
I know
holidays
that.
and be able to do something for his kids for Christmas. It wasn't even
I know
about.
what you saying.
No,
I
but to
know what
answer your
you
question, no,
saying.
I
But
didn't
if
get it.
he didn't, from his response, right? But that's what I'm saying. You will stand up. He was sideways anyway. You see what I'm saying? Just from his response or whatever. So was that an out for him not to have to pay that back? You would never know that. You know what I'm saying? And you saying you didn't get it. So
Right? No, I didn't get it back. And to this day, we have not talked to this day, and
yeah,
that's been over 20 some years ago, and we have not talked to this day.
yeah,
And like I said, it bothered me early on because I looked at this man like he was my brother. Whenever you
yeah,
saw me, you saw him. You know,
Right.
it wasn't nothing I would
Right.
never do for him. You know what I'm saying? And he told me that she told
But
him
that's what,
that I had been trying to talk to her. But why she just not telling you today then?
but that's what I be saying.
Go ahead.
Sometimes in these friendships, it be one sided. A person would be jealous and envious of you, and you won't know until a situation happens.
Uh,
When all you trying to do is be genuine, trying to help, you love them genuinely, all that.
right. And that's all I was trying to do. That's all I was trying to do. If anybody that know me know
Yeah.
that I do have a big heart. I do have a big heart. And if I
Hmm.
can help you, I'm gonna help you. And I've always been that way, you know,
Right.
but it just threw me through a loop
Yeah.
because you took her side over mine, I, which is okay with me because it's your girl.
Yeah.
But my whole thing was,
Right.
if she just not telling you this, dog, and she said, I've been trying to do this,
Right.
why is she just telling you today after I brought it up to
Right.
you? I came to you like a man and told you
Right.
what was going on. He couldn't see through that.
Right.
He couldn't see my point. He didn't see the point that I was making. I'm like, man, did you check your girl? You know what I'm saying? Check your girl. She
Yeah.
was trying to get with me because of the things she knew I was capable of. Rich, this man just said where
Right.
she at because if she did that, she'd definitely take $40. Rich, I don't know where she at. I haven't talked to him nor her. You know, the day she got out of my car, I cut off
I
immediately
can't.
that day. Um, as far as him, I have no idea where he's at. Right, absolutely, Rich. I agree with you. I agree with you. But yeah, like I say, that that's a true story because that's what I'm saying. When I say that's something I wouldn't do, I meant that. I meant that. And this happened 20 some years ago.
Right.
I was standing on that principle way back then.
But that's what I'm saying. It's very rare when you have a group of friends and know everybody got the standards and boundaries. I wouldn't do it, but for some people that I thought was my friends, they would do it. You see what I'm saying? So
Right, right.
they
That's why I
got
say
cut off.
you have to stand for something. You have to stand for something because if you don't stand for nothing,
Right.
you'll fall for anything. And I'm a firm believer of that.
Right.
You know, but like I say, that particular day hurt me. And then once I told the rest of the
Yeah.
crew, the rest of the guys,
Right.
they were like, man, fuck that nigga, man. Fuck that nigga. I don't know why you were doing what you were doing for him anyway. You know what I'm saying? They was pissed because
Yeah.
if you truly know me,
Hmm.
if you really, really,
Right.
truly know me, you'll know that's not even in my character. That's not even in my character. I
Right.
wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do it. You know,
Hmm.
especially if you're my friend, my real true friend. No, I wouldn't do that.
Right. Right.
Rich made a comment. He said, man, I've known you from the late 80s and that ain't you. Absolutely. Absolutely. That I don't move like that. That's something I would never have done. I caught
Yeah.
myself doing the stand up thing by telling him, you know,
Right.
but she flipped it and he
Guess
fell
what?
for it.
He knew he had a slithering snake. He knew it.
Right.
He knew he had a slithering snake.
That's true too, Paris. You're absolutely right. Paris made a comment. He said a lot of depends on the rules of the circle. But that was one of our rules, Paris. That was one of
Right.
one of our
Right.
main rules was we do not talk to the homie's girl. No matter if they're not together no more or not. She was
Right.
definitely off limits. She
Hmm.
was off limits. That was instilled in
Yeah.
us. That she was off limits.
Right.
And if that's why I say for if men, which I know they probably are, if men out here moving like that, then that's sad. That's sad.
Right.
something is wrong. Something is definitely wrong.
Yeah.
But like I say, to this day, Tiana, I have not talked to this man. I have not heard from him.
Okay.
Um, he never mentioned my money. I never even asked for the money back. It wasn't
Hmm.
a big thing to me because I
Right.
called myself
I know.
um doing good.
Yeah.
I knew he had lost his job. I knew he had
Right.
been looking for a job. So I said, man, I got to help him. I'm gonna help him and help him
Right.
get back on his feet.
Right.
And it turned out to be like one of the worst days of my life because he took his girl side, and that cost us 25
Hmm.
plus years of friendship. You know,
Friendship. Right.
yeah, 25 plus years of friendship. Okay, okay, everyone, that's gonna conclude our show for today. I appreciate you guys tuning in to Situation the Podcast every week. We appreciate you guys also being part of the show, showing up in the chat, commenting, being a part of the show. We greatly appreciate that. We know the winter time is coming, y'all. The winter is amongst us, and we will have jackets coming soon. So we ask that you guys, continue to show your support by getting you one of the Situations the Podcast jackets. Next week, I have some prototypes for you guys to see what they're gonna look like. We're gonna have two types of jackets. We're gonna have a bomber jacket, and we're gonna have what's that? What kind of jacket is that, Deanna? Like the baseball jacket with the leather sleeves and the suede. I
Varsity.
mean, so
Varsity.
the varsity jackets, right? We're gonna have the
Varsity.
varsity jackets, and I'm gonna have some bomber jackets. So we appreciate it if you guys continue to show your support. Get over to our website at situationsthepodcast.com and place an order. You know, um, yeah, we appreciate. We definitely appreciate that. Anita, we appreciate you too. Thank you for being a part of
Absolutely.
our show. Okay, so stay tuned.
This is not just any podcast. At Situations the Podcast, we speak real, raw, authentic. Every Sunday at 6 p.m., we're giving you conversations that hit different.
Okay, all right, y'all. That's gonna conclude today's show. I'm your host, Kelvin.
And I'm your co-host, Miss Deanna.
We look forward. Rich said he got to have them good. Okay, Rich. But like I say, next week I'm gonna have them. I'll have them for you guys to see what they're gonna look like. We can have them customized. We can customize them. You want to put your name on the front, you can have your name on the front, but they're gonna be patches. There's gonna be an embroidered patch on the back. So you guys make sure you support the cause and continue to rock with us. And we'll see you guys next week. Peace.